Hello, we're going to do another video with some things combined again, okay? This one is really all based on newborn babies don't sleep at night, do they? No, not really. So we're going to talk about how to help your baby sleep well without obviously like knocking them out so they don't wake up for feeds, okay? But ways that you can do something positive for their body to help assist them in getting some restful sleep between their feedings so you can get some restful sleep between feedings too. And in addition to that, even if they are sleeping well, you're still getting up every couple hours to feed them. So you're going to be exhausted. And what you can do to help get some energy for yourself so that you can take care of that little rascal, right? So for one, baby needs sleep. Okay, babies need sleep to grow. They need sleep to be healthy. Babies need sleep. In the first few weeks of life, actually, I think babies are supposed to sleep like 20 to 21 hours in a day, right? That's crazy. I wish I could sleep that much. Helpful things. I actually made my sister-in-law a rollerball blend with lavender and not clary sage, not balance. I don't know where I put it. Serenity. Haha. Serenity and lavender, which I know is really hard to see. Serenity and lavender, okay? For infants, you need to seriously dilute oils, okay? Their skin is much more sensitive than ours. So whereas you might be able to do 10 drops in a tablespoon of carrier oil, or even though it's recommended usually to do like 5 drops, even though that your skin can tolerate that, or maybe you can tolerate an oil neat with no dilution whatsoever, that does not mean a baby can, okay? So what is important is you make sure you dilute it appropriately. Now for my youngest, he had really sensitive skin, so I diluted it even further. For him, I did 1 drop per tablespoon of oil, okay? For my other kids, 3 drops per tablespoon of oil, and I never exceeded 3, ever, ever, ever. Best to be safe, start small. Start with 1 drop and they have no problem, go to 2. If they have no problem, go to 3. I wouldn't recommend going over 3 though, okay? Not until they're a little older. If at any point you apply an oil to your child and they are unhappy, they are crying, maybe it's a little burning, if it's something like cinnamon or oregano, if you applied On Guard, for example, or if there's some sort of breakout or something, it was not diluted enough. And what you can do is do not wash it off with water. Don't do that because water and oil do not mix. The water will drive the oil in deeper, okay? If you ever apply any oil to your child or even to yourself and you need it to have been more diluted, apply more carrier oil without any essential oils in it. The carrier oil will dilute it further. Just apply it, rub it all around, and that should help, okay? For example, a few weeks ago, I applied some Deep Blue and did not wash my hands. And I rubbed my eyes a little bit later. My eyes were on fire, okay? It was terrible. Did not get in the shower, did not rinse it out. I got some coconut oil and some cotton balls and got the coconut oil and the cotton balls and rubbed it through my eye to help dilute it and spread it. I managed to spread it like all in this whole area and it was much, much better, much better. Do not apply water, okay? And extra dilute oils before you put them on your children. They're not bad for children. They're just children are much more sensitive than we are. And we have to keep that in mind, okay? So, that being said, I put Serenity and lavender in a 10 milliliter roller ball, okay? Most roller bottle blends that I've seen have like anywhere from 30 to 50 drops of oil before they're topped off with a carrier oil. In 15 milliliters, there's approximately, so this is a 15 milliliter bottle, there's approximately 250 drops in here, okay? So, in a 10 milliliter, that's like what? About 120-ish, give or take a little bit, drops. So, I would say you need to have no more than 40. I would think a 1-to-3 ratio is way more than enough, okay? But I would really recommend only doing like 15 to 20. That's another one of those things you can test it, see how it works, and then adjust as necessary for your child. So what I did for my little niece is I made her a rollerball blend with 5 drops of Serenity and 5 drops of lavender, and then topped it off with carrier oil. okay? My sister-in-law has not given me any feedback yet on that, but I know for my own children, that's a really great blend to help them get to sleep. What I would recommend is making that and then rubbing it on the bottoms of their feet right after a feed, and then that should help them hopefully get some good restful sleep before it's time for another feed, okay? The next thing is oils for mama to get some energy. One thing, we already talked about lemon in your water. I also put grapefruit in my water sometimes. In a 20-ounce water bottle, keep in mind this is glass so that the oils don't break it down, I put 2 to 3 drops of lemon and 1 to 2 drops of grapefruit, and that helps with energy levels. Lemon is also shown to combat depression when taken internally. That's one of the main suggestions that it can be used for. It can really assist with a lot of the symptoms. I am actually giving a personal testimony about that on my mental health class that's coming up. And energy. Lemon and grapefruit are both recommended for energy. Most any citrus is. For you mamas that are not breastfeeding, because these are not recommended. Actually, I'm not entirely sure about cheer. Let me see. Cheer may be recommended. Maybe okay for nursing. Not recommended for pregnancy because it contains cinnamon bark oil, and cinnamon bark oil is not recommended to be used while pregnant. Okay? I'm not sure the reason behind that. Some sources say it's okay, some say it's not. I'd rather err on the side of caution, right? So, don't use this if you need energy while you're pregnant, okay? While you're not pregnant and you're just lactating and you need a little boost, I like the touch roll-ons that are already made because these are usually also diluted to a point that is safe for children. Booyah, right? And then it's really easy grab and go for me. I don't have to make it myself. I just purchase it like this, and then when I need to, I just unroll it, and there you go. I got some cheer, okay? Cheer is great because it's really hard to be very uppity when you're tired and have a newborn, but if you need to go out and you need to have a good attitude, then maybe you should try some. Motivate, however, do not use if you are lactating. This is for non-lactating moms. If for whatever reason you've had to use formula, then Motivate would be okay. Because Motivate contains peppermint, and as we've already discussed, peppermint can decrease milk production, right? So, this one, I believe, is also not recommended for pregnancy. Yes, because this contains Melissa oil in it too. And while it is, you don't necessarily have to avoid Melissa oil during pregnancy, I have read from a few places that you should be cautious. So, it's up to you. You want to use it, use it. If not, I'm not going to judge. But if you're lactating, probably shouldn't because it contains peppermint. Okay? But I love Motivate. I diffuse this when I clean. I diffuse this half and half Motivate and peppermint. It's great for an energy boost. It's great to get your butt into gear. I personally love it. And I especially love that it's in a roller bottle now because I can just apply as necessary, right? Right. So we've talked about how to dilute and apply oils to babies. We've talked about how to help babies get more restful sleep. We've talked about how to have mom get some more energy. And if you stay tuned in a minute, we are going to talk about acid reflux because that is a common issue with babies, as well as colicky gas type stuff. Same oil can assist with both if you are one of those lucky people. Okay.